Good afternoon, race fans. It is October 27th, 2023, and this is Racing Statistics YouTube channel live coverage for the Mexican Grand Prix Free Practice 1. This is Grash, and I got to take a moment of pride. It's been a year since I started on this channel. I started with the Mexican Grand Prix last year. I came on and said, hey, I'm Grash, and I'll be doing commentary for you. And it's been a year later now, and I'm still here. So I want to thank all of you who have been with me through this past year. It's been an honor to be commentary for you for practice and some additional events as well. So take a moment to thank you. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We've got almost 160,000 subscribers. We're about 18 off from that. We've already got over 222 likes on the stream already. Thank you so much. It does help us with the algorithm. And we're a channel that we're growing. Join the family, as I would like to say. Want to point out there's several of those in chat right now in green. Kamel and Yenti, Paula, RS. I'm trying to think. There's a few more of you. This is Google. LMAX, here we go. I got you on side, so I can't hear you. Lol. LMAX, that's an audio feel on your part. So here we go. Again, these are the members who are in green in chat. They have joined the channel. They are, as I'm going to start calling them, the family. Thank you for, again, I'm one of them as well. I'm one of the first, if not the first, if one of the first people to join the channel in that way. Yeah. One of the perks that you have for joining the channel is that you can see Ilma and your race statistics we've just put out is basically the special emoji. You get a badge, you get emojis that is just specific to the channel. So we are getting about 7 minutes to free practice 1. All right. So today is going to be really weird because we have so one of the rules that's been in place starting last year actually was that every team needs to run each car needs to have a FP1 session with a rookie driver, and basically a rookie driver is being defined as someone who has had 2 or less F1 races underneath their belt. Ooh, only 6 more members for another emoji. Oh, that's really cool. 5 more. So we might get that today. But anyways, going back, so today we have 5 different rookies in FP1. So you will see. So if you've been here before, you see Lawson was in all capital letters. You will see all of these rookies in capital letters. So let's go over them right now. The first one is Oliver Berman. He's going to be in the K-Mag's car for FP1. 18-year-old guy competing in FP2 this season. He's collected 4 wins, 6 in the standings over there. Prior to that, he's from Great Britain, so he is the 2021 Italian F4 champion before he joined the Ferrari Academy. Jack Doonan is going to be in the Alpine for Pierre Gasly during FP1. He's done well in FP2. Yeah, Duden's one of the F2 drivers who he's right now 4th in the standings. He's someone to keep an eye on who is eventually will get up to F1. He should eventually get up to F1. If we had more seats, he would be up in F1 much sooner. And he's part of the Alpine Academy driver. So and he's also he's the reserve driver. So he knows the A50 521 car the Alpine has. Frederick Vesti is going to be in for George Russell's in Mercedes car this weekend. Another F2 driver. He's second right now in F2. He's got 5 wins and 7 podium finishes in F2 this season. They've got one more race in Abu Dhabi to finish off the year. And I believe he is part of the system there as well. Then Theo Porcher is the Alfa Romeo driver. He will be in for, who is he in for? Valerio Bottas. So he's in for him. He's currently the F2 leader. I know he was like second last year. I think it was like kind of third last year in F2. So he's another up and coming driver. Would be on the grid if there were seats for him to be on the grid. Frankie in chat says basically Porcher future world champion. Some say, yeah, he's talked about that way. Future world champion if he could get into F1 with a seat. So then Jack Haja, I hope I'm pronouncing his name. He is in the AlphaTauri car for Yuki Tsunoda. He is a French driver and also a member of the Red Bull Junior team. So finished 4th in the F3 championship in last year. Where is he? He is right now 14th. So this is first year in F2. So he's a developing talent in the Red Bull lineup. Yeah, so five different rookies. So we're going to see how the rookies do this. Do not take into anything if the rookies are basically bottom of the board. If they're doing anything better than 16th, then that's actually interesting. Yeah, already on the board, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we haven't started yet, but if they end up on the bottom of the board, don't read too much into that. F1 TV's got a couple adorable children in full Red Bull outfits. Looking right now in the chat, seeing any. We've got about a minute to go before the cars will get onto track. Looking through chat right now if I missed anything. So Theo Porcher is already in the car already. He's ready to go. Oh, it's Ollie. So they're going to get these rookies out really quickly. So I'm just waiting right now for the first car to get on. Again, it is FP1, so excuse me. Do not expect the map to work right away out of the gate. It will probably take a few minutes at best, though I have seen it go like all session long. Oh, is they're doing free? Are they doing? Wait a second. Okay, so on top of having 5 rookies, we will have tire testing being done today. They will carry no color markings on the sidewall, so you will see most likely a T in the tire for the tire. So we've got 5 rookies and tire testing going on today. So this is going to be interesting. And here we go. Aston Martin is the first 2 to get out. One of the McLarens is out. Both of the AlphaTauris are out. So they're just now just getting these guys out of the gate onto track. So it is green light. He's not. Did Butcher wrap up the F2 championship? I'm not sure. I know they've got one more round left, but I don't know if he wrapped up the F2 championship yet. So here we go. Here is the Bearman I just saw go out. So again, it's going to be interesting who is out on track and what. So Alonso is out on track already. For compounds this weekend, we have the C3, C4, C5s as our hard, medium, soft. So we've got the softest compounds out on track this weekend. And I believe Alonso, is that Alonso? He's got an aero rake on the back. So what I mean by an aero rake, basically, and it's on the back of the car. So basically, we've got think of a grid of sensors that basically been temporarily bolted onto the car. They're easy, they're set up, and they're going out. The reason for you have an aero rake is so that you can feel the flow of the air going across the car, or in this case, from the back of the car. I think it's Alonso who has got the aero rake. Yeah, it's Alonso who's got the aero rake on his car. Oh. Magazine has a contract. Google. He's been re-signed for next year already. Oh. Here we go. We've got which came to the pits. So I think it's Pocher just came back into the pits. That's weird. Something wrong with the Alfa Romeo car that he's in? That's not good. So we've got one rookie already back into the pits. Huh. All right. So here we go. 4 minutes in, we've already got one. We've got Ollie Bearman doing a flying lap for the first time today. He sits about 30 seconds in sector 1. Perez did a 28.9, so he's about a second and a tenth off. So we've got several people on track. We had Albon, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Oscar, Stroll, Zhou, Bearman, Hamilton, Ricciardo, and Vesti have all been on track instead of time. I think everyone's been on track. Alonso, Pocher, everyone's been on track. Has done at least a lap at this point. Alonso and Pocher have come back into the pits, and I'm not sure why Pocher, but Alonso basically did an aero rake. So he basically did an installation lap, essentially. Doonan has come back into the pits. So F1 is reporting that Pocher said that the Vettel feels strange, and ultimately has come back out. Yeah, everyone is on. Nearly everyone's on the C4. So the prototype is a C4 tire, so it's going to be a medium. The only one who's not on not on the prototype is Oscar, who's on a real medium tire. So the actual C4 they'll be used this weekend. So two things about this particular track is that grip is at a premium, and there's a couple of reasons. First, the track is green and dusty. The F1 is the only as far as I know, is the only racing league going on this weekend on track. So there's no F2, no F3, no Porsche Cup going on. The other thing is that we're also Mexico City is very high in altitude, so it is like up there. The other major city that's as high in altitude would be Denver, Colorado. So the high altitude, there's less air, therefore there's less air volume. Basically, because we're up higher, there's less air per square meter, and so without that, we've got less air pressure, therefore less downforce. So so we've got that going on. Plus, the other side of it is with the cart slide more. We just had Ricardo go P1 with 133.55. Albon is just on a P1 122.465. Looks like Ocon's the only other one driver. He's on a hard tire. Again, everyone else is on a prototype, so they're not showing up with a tire on there at this point. Max has just come out, did a 122.6, and Perez did a 122.847 to go slot in P2, P3, respectively. I want to thank everyone who's come. This is again the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. This is free practice 1 for the Mexican Grand Prix. Again, we have 5 rookies in for our drive for this session. I'm going to go over them just briefly right now. Ollie Berman in for Kevin Magnussen. Jack Doonan in for Pierre Gasly. Frederick Vesti in for George Russell. Theo Porcher in for Valtteri Bottas, though he has had issues with the car, and it's come back into the pits. And then finally, Jack is in for Yuki Tsunoda. So basically, the AlphaTauris are working on the back of Porsche's car. Basically, yeah, that they had issues. I believe they had issues with the car overnight. They were one of the 2 teams that broke curfew. They broke curfew last night. I believe AlphaTauri broke curfew on overnight on Wednesday. Let's see. Teams are coming in. Checo just coming into the pits right now. They are putting on proper mediums now. So he's gone from the prototype to regular medium tires. So yeah, so interesting FP1. We've got 5 rookies. We've got a prototype tire on top of that. Where are the regular drivers? They're just out for this session. So what's going on, for those who don't know, the 5 rookie drivers who are in is part of a new testing rule. And there was a report of some metal on track. I think that was from Oscar. So one of the things that's going on is that this started last year, is that it's a new rule that basically for each car, a rookie driver needs to drive an FP1 during one session during the entire year. So right now, teams have now opted to go. We've got 5 teams putting in rookies this session, and this is something we will see. We won't see next week in Brazil because it's a sprint weekend, but we will see we'll see in Vegas, and we'll probably see in Abu Dhabi as the teams get through all their rookie testing. We have a yellow flag, so we've gone back to green. So I mean, someone's just gone off the track and come back on. Oh yeah. That's metal in the raceway. That's not good. I'm surprised we're not in a yellow, if not a red flag, to get that off track. So there is something on. We've seen there's something. Take a look what's going on. Did they get that off track? So as we go on, got one of the Red Bulls flying by Carlos. He goes off track momentarily. What is going on? So Sainz is having a problem with the car. He says he's lost hydraulics. He's going to try and make it back. He's got no power steering. Sorry, Checo, I've got an issue with the car. Apparently, it looks like it was Checo's car that went by. Where's Hamilton? Hamilton is in the pits right now. He has gone out and has done a few laps already, so it's not. He's like P9 right now. Oh boy, this is a little. Sainz is struggling to get the car back in. He is in pit lane now, and he's going to get into the pits. But that was rather dicey there for a moment. What's happened to Lando? Looks like Lando did an installation lap. Did run around like once or twice and did an installation. And as they come back in the pits to do basically a modification, tune up on the car the way he would like it. Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that right now. Perez basically just done a flying lap. He is on. It looks like he's on. Yeah, he's on regular mediums. So the yellow sticker mediums, which is what the race use, not the prototype one. He did a 121.596. So him and Verstappen are basically trading P1, P2 at the moment. It's actually 3/10, almost 3/10 faster than Max right now. But that's give that time. People asking about Danny Rick doing well. Yes, he is. He's right now P4 with a 122.376 lap time. Leclerc just moved into P3 with a 122.187. Again, we're looking at, and so it's interesting. Perez is faster than Max, but we have to put into account that Max is on a prototype tire. And it looks apparently that prototype tire is slower. It's supposed to be the same compound. We've got a replay of Lando coming out. What happened? Ooh. So Lando tries coming out of the garage, and there's something wrong with the car. They pulled him back into the pits. No, he's out on track now. So that's why he hasn't been on track as much. He's on a hard compound right now. Co-share radio. Yeah, so Porsche is having still brake problems on his car, which is not good. This is very odd to see many car issues in FP1. That's just, at this point in the season, you expected that this would be not an issue, but here we go. Max has just done a new time with 120.254, I believe. Yeah, 24. And we're about, again, 16 minutes through this session now at this point. Again, this is Crash Talking You Live. This is, again, the Racing Ticket YouTube channel, and this is our live coverage for the Mexican Grand Prix Free Practice 1. I want to thank everyone who's here. There's about over 3,300 of you, so 364 likes so far. Thank you so much. Frosty's asking, where's Russell? Russell right now is out of this, is not in this session because, let me see. Not checking. Frederick Visti is driving his car this session for and this is part of a rules, part of the rules package where every car has to have a rookie driver in it during the season. So Russell, it basically is out of this session. Vesti's just and this is important practice for these rookies. After this, basically they have only simulator work and rookie practice at the end of the season. So there's not a lot of time for rookies to be tested in these cars itself. Is there something going on with the Alpine? Oh, how okay. The reserves. Not all of the reserves are out. Because Lawson is the reserve driver for Red Bull and AlphaTauri, and the rookie in for this session is Jack Hidab. And the problem is that, well, the problem is that Lawson is now has done so many races, he's no longer considered a rookie driver that could be for one of these. Can we have the reserves called? They're not reserves. I want to be clear. They're rookie drivers and not reserves. Though Porsche is the reserve driver, he is considered the rookie driver for the rules we're talking here. I don't know if we can change that on our end. I don't know. I don't have access to the grid, so I don't know if I could change that. Why did teams choose the Mexican Grand Prix for the rookies? It's at the end of the season, and basically this is a full. It's not a sprint weekend, so they would have done it in Austin. If Austin was not a sprint weekend, we probably would have seen some there. If we won't see any in Mexico, in Brazil, because that's a sprint weekend as well. I think it's just the Pirelli prototype is on top of everything else. Google. It just happens to just so happens that Pirelli picked this weekend to be, this was picked for the tire test, and it just so happens that all the teams are running rookies with that prototype tire as well. So. You see, Albon has now jumped into P2 with 120.249. He's within 1/100ths, like 0.004. Wow, 0.004 Verstappen. That is within thousandths. a few 4,000s about. That's crazy. What tire is Albon on? He is on a traditional medium. So there are we have not seen any softs come out yet. We've got several people who are on hards, we've got people on mediums, and then there are several who are on prototypes. Leclerc, and I don't think anyone, only Haddad is on the prototype. So the AlphaTauri, Festi and Bierman are the only ones on. Well, he's on an outlap. He may be on a different tire, but those are the only ones who are on track with that prototype tire right now. I don't know what you're talking about. A huge mistake from Red Bull to let Albon go so fast. I mean, he's in a Williams car. How? He's not a Red Bull driver anymore. I don't know what you're talking about. That makes no sense. Really, Strogovich. People are saying several people are several birthdays. Stroll and Strogovich apparently. Through people thinking Red Bull should have kept Albon. Well, no. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Albon got into that second seat behind Max and didn't perform. I mean, you guys are all complaining. I mean, I've seen complaints about Checo all season long. Well, since the last 13 races, basically. But like Albon didn't perform worse. Yeah, it's about performance, and Albon didn't perform, and so they let him go. He took a year off from track, and he came back to Williams. What team Porsche is in? Porsche is the reserve driver for Alfa Romeo. He is driving Valtteri Bottas' car. Dune's F1 chances? Uh it's hard because the issue with F1 is who is he going to replace when he's going to replace him? And it's hard to know because basically, I mean, like all the seats are sewed up pretty much. The only one that we don't have a confirmation on is basically Sargent, and he got his first point last weekend, so the seats are all locked up for next year, pretty much. It's one of those. This is the issue with F1 is that there's not seats that are rotating in and out on a regular basis because there's just not enough. I mean, I look at the IndyCar grid. There's minimum 27 cars in a race. Indianapolis is 33 in the race, but there's usually 34, 35, 36 trying to get into that race. So It's an issue basically of, we've got all this talent in F2 that's building up in F2. The F2, I mean, the F2 champion. The F2 champion in the past couple of years has not been promoted directly, has not been promoted to F1. The last F2 champion was Oscar, and he's considered a rookie this year. Still, this is his first year. Grodovich won last year. He's a reserve driver. Pocher is going to win. And the thing with the F2, when you win the F2 championship, you're not allowed to stay in F2. You are automatically pulled out of that racing, out of that league, because they're expecting you to be promoted. And that's that would be the expectation, but that's just not happening from F2 to F1. Oh, we just got Ricardo just got a new time with 1:26.94. So people are asking about Hamilton. He's on track. He's on the prototype tire right now. And Ricardo did his time on the prototype tire, it looks like. Hulkenberg just jumped up to P7 with a 122.2. Super 23 is asking how many races Alonso won last 10 seasons. 0. Yeah, but who else has won races? It's a small group of people. Particularly the past 2 years. I mean, it's hard to go on that because Max set the record for wins last year. Probably going to break it this year. The way things are going. So there's not a lot of room for other people to win races. I mean, the only other besides Checo, it's been Sainz for winners this year. So, not sure what to say. Again, Alonso back in the pits. He's not set a time, so something must be wrong with the car. That's all I can say right now. Take a look at anything from lap timing. Just looking at the live timing. So we're hitting the halfway point of this session right now. It's again 30 minutes to go. Again, this is the Racing Statistics YouTube channel, and this is Grash with commentary for you right now. We've got over 3,400 of you watching right now. Thank you very much. Over 436 likes. Thank you very much. Helps us with the algorithm. We have broken 106,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. We are close to basically people have joined. I think Racing said we needed 6 people to join the family. I'm calling the family the people who have joined the channel and have green names in chat. So that's Google, Paula, Cameron, Meow. Who else is here? Yenti, RS, Eric. Eric, you're a new one. Welcome to the family. I know ALL Max was around. So a few others have been around today. They've come and gone already. Who was driving for Russell? I believe that is. I'll check the one. It is no. Here. Frederick Vesti is in for Russell for this session. Again, we've got 5 rookies in. for drivers. I'm going to go over it again. If you've heard it already, I'm saying for people who have just arrived. Oliver Berman is in the Haas car of Kevin Magnussen. Jack Duman is in the Alpine car of Pierre Gasly. Frederic Vesey, as I just said, is in the Mercedes car of George Russell. Theo Portier, the reserve driver of Alfa Romeo, is in Valtteri Bottas's car. And then Jack Hajar is in Yuki Tsunoda's AlphaTauri car. Corneth is asking, excluding Red Bull, which team has been most impressive this year from an improvement perspective? So Aston Martin at the beginning of the year was one of those. Was beginning of the year it was Aston Martin. Now in the other half of this year, we are looking at the big improvement has come from McLaren. Team Papaya. In there, I would throw in Williams has been one of the teams has improved. They are every so often have been in the hunt for points. So those are the three teams that have honestly removed have improved from last year in some particular way. Well, an improvement for McLaren from the beginning of the year to where they are now, definitely. Oh. I don't think they've announced the new name because it's like they were trying to do something like Hugo Boss, something crazy. Who is this? Is which William is this? So it's like one of the Williams is it's okay. Alex has come into the garage, and they are what are they doing? Checking something. Is there a reason why FTV is? Yeah, they just. I don't know why FTV was just on. Why they have put large time on his car in the garage. We're watching Hamilton go across track, and one of the things is his back wing looks not sturdy. Okay, so the AlphaTauri team will be known as Hugo Boss Bulls Racing from 2024 onwards. When was that actually announced? Yentil, was that this weekend? It's been rumored. I didn't get the notification that was actually now official. Hajjah is one of no. There's two people. So Isaac Hajjah is in AlphaTauri, and then there is Jack Doonan, who's in the Alpine car for Pierre Gasly. So it's two different people. Andrew's asking how many years from now will Tesla win the? Dude, Tesla doesn't have a racing team as far as I can tell. So, they're not concerned about being. They're not concerned about racing, and on top of that, they would be in Formula E for the most. They'd be in Formula E instead of Formula One. There's no way that Tesla would go through the hoops that look at what Andretti's trying to do to get into F1. There's no way Tesla's going to put up with that. Sir Josh says, "What's up, my F1 fanatics? Hello, my friend. Welcome to the fun." Yeah, Dune is from Australia, so he's a fellow Aussie. We've got Max setting a new time of 119.719. Norris has now gone P2 with a 120.237. Norris had gone, and he's done that on a soft tire. Leclerc is on a soft tire. Oscar Zoe, Sargent, they're on soft tires. Vesti's on a soft tire right now. So Perez is on, he's on a soft tire, I believe, as well. So we've got people doing some fast laps at the moment. Yamaha is not entering F1. Not as I know of. They're not one of the names as a uh, engine manufacturer, at least. No, sir, Jack. I'm American right here. I'm from New England, though I am living in Texas right now. I am about a few hours north of Austin. We have Jose, who's usually around. He's basically equally south of Austin in that way. And I know there's a couple other people from the United States in here, so don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're alone. We do exist. Looking at coming into the pits. That's Verstappen coming into the pits right now. Are they just putting on new tires? No, they're going to bring them into the garage. They've got the lift already up. No, Patrick Cadillac will join if Andretti finally gets into F1, which he should. Cadillac will be joining the Andretti. That's part of the Andretti bid to join F1. Where's the next race after Mexico? Is Brazil. And I just want to remind everyone that this is a family chat. There are kids in this chat. Is it true that Vettel is returning to F1 under Audi? That's just a rumor. I've heard that. Some people said it was the governor that's being booed, not Verstappen. I can't confirm that. It feels more like more that Max was being booed. The governor is popular in this state, for better or for worse. That may be. Again, I'm not from here, so I didn't vote for him. Well, I couldn't vote for him. Lol. Anyways, yeah, it was really more that Max is being booed. David Neal is where in Texas? I'm in the Dallas Fort Worth area. What's the top speed in this circuit? That's a good question. We know that the lap record was 1 minute 17 seconds and 0.774 by Bottas in 2001. Interesting trivia piece is that I talked about this earlier that the track has a 20% air pressure reduction, and that's because it's a 7,200 feet above sea level. Again in 2016, Bata set the fastest speed trap in F1 history here at 231.46 miles per hour. His maximum speed was like 231.96 before he broke for turn one. Just to give you a context of speed, that's the average pole lately. The average pole at Indianapolis, though that has raised up. That's actually like 235, 236 now. Is now where the pole, the fastest lap pole is sitting for Indianapolis. So. For those who are taking pit stops here, the pit times loss under a green flag would be about 22 seconds. Got Perez right now starting a flying lap at the moment, though he has not improved in his first sector. We'll see how he does in the second sector, how far he's behind Max. He's only 3.69 behind Max after two sectors. What's going on with Alonso? It looks like there's an issue with his car at the moment. No, he's on track. No, he's on track on the prototype tire. Not sure. Let me see if there's anything in live timing about him. Yeah, again, it's still free practice one. He may be there's something with the car that he's trying to sort out. Yeah, ultimately, Pocher being unlucky. Yeah, there's something wrong with his car from the beginning of the session, so really not much. Ashton is asking, is Lewis on prototype tires? Yes, he is. He's on a prototype tire currently right now. What's going on? Ooh, Alonso hit a curb and took a bad bounce. Ooh, okay. So Alonso went over the curbs. The bottom of the car went over his curbs. I guess the ride height was low enough that he hit the curbs and bounced over them. So that's not good. Why is everyone's car's broken? Not everyone's car's broken. It's just only a few cars. It's just a lot more than it to be expected. Got Sainz out on track. Doonan is improving on his lap times right now. He's improved. He's half a second. He's like almost a second and a half off right now, but he's improving on his lap times right now. What is the T-type tire? It is a prototype tire, and it's supposed to be equivalent to the medium tire, so a C4 compound. So again, we've got 15 minutes left to go. Let's just go over the rookie drivers one more time. So again, Ollie Berman is in for Kevin Magnussen, the Haas car. Jack Doonan is in Pierce Gasly's Alpine car. Frederic Vesti is in the George Russell Mercedes car. Theo Pourchaire he is supposed to be driving for Valtteri Bottas's Alfa Romeo car, but that car has had problem all session long, and he's gone out basically twice with issues and has been in the garage since. And then finally, Isaac Hajar is in for Yuki Tsunoda at the AlphaTauri car. And what's going on is this is a mandatory rule that each car during one FP1 session needs to be driven by a rookie driver. Yeah. Most of these Pourchaire is the reserve driver for Alfa Romeo. The other drivers are in there. Like again, Hajar is in the Red Bull rookie junior team. Vesti, I believe, is in the Mercedes. Pool. I know Jack Doohan is in the Alpine, and Ollie Berman is in the Ferrari. So it's interesting that Ferrari basically, again, Haas has a very strong connection with. No rookies Ferrari, not this session though. Ollie Berman is a Ferrari junior. So these are what names are these names? These are basically rookie drivers that are driving in FP1 in this session. So. So again, one of the things is that there's the Aston Martin is basically they're tinkering with their package because it's still relatively new. They brought in a upgrade package on. They brought an upgrade package last weekend. They're still tinkering it because they only had one practice last weekend, so they're still tinkering it this weekend. No, Beerman's only going to be in this session, and they'll be back to normal drivers later this afternoon. So 12 minutes left to go in this session. Yeah, falling behind. There we go. Allen back on track. He's got a fast sector 1, improved in the sector 2. See what he is going to do. On the chart, he is slotted into a P2 with a 119.813. Just a shy less than a tenth than Max's time. Where is this? Yeah, that's a good question. Where is Albin coming from with this? It could be, again, it is FP1, so we'll see how this goes when it comes to basically quali. I mean, if this holds, I mean, this is cool that we see him up on the board, but like, will this translate to qualification? And right now, Red Bull and likes to be on top of the board. Albin's on top of the board, but we really haven't. I mean, like, we really haven't seen the Ferraris. I mean, the Ferraris are within a second. I mean, like, we've got P10 through P1 within about a second. Okay, we can push that down to P11. Oscar just jumped up to P6 in his 3/4 off of Max's time, though he did set that on a prototype tire. Everyone else is pretty much on a soft tire at this point who are on track, with the exception of, I think Alonso was on an outlap, though he could be on a different tire. Nope, I'll take that back. Hamilton's on a hard tire. So thank you, F1, for not updating correctly. Why was Mercedes DQ in Austin? It wasn't just Mercedes. It wasn't just Hamilton. It was also Leclerc. And basically, there is a plank board. It's basically there to protect the underside of the car. And there's only so amount of wear that board can take under the regulation. And both Leclerc and Hamilton's board were past that required point. And that's partly because it was only FP1. There's only one practice session. There was a sprint, 2 qualifications, and race. So that there was really not a lot of time to like. If they had to replace that board, they would have like. If they had to replace that board like after the sprint race, it would basically breaking Parc Ferme, and that would have Hamilton. That are you going to give up? Basically your track position for replacing that piece of the car. It's called a plank. It's not. It hasn't been an actual piece of wood for like decades now. It's like a carbon fiber. piece now. We've got 10 minutes left to go in this session right now. Again, this is the Racing Statistics YouTube channel, and Alonso bouncing over curbs again. That's not good to the underside of his car. That's all I can say. Ooh. Oh, that's Frederick Vesti having a moment of, wow. Lando going over those curbs as well. Ooh, it looks like we're going to have an issue with those curbs at some point. Yeah, no one's trying to push the car this because I think they were doing because they've been doing prototype testing as opposed to, so they've been doing in an A/B. Like basically, we saw a lot of teams go out on the prototype and then go out on the mediums. That's an A/B test essentially that they're doing for Pirelli. Right now, we're showing, I think this is Ricardo we're looking at right now on stream. But they're doing a core analysis around turn 6, and Ricardo's getting almost 0.2 faster off the rookie, which you would expect. What happened to Portier? Basically, his car has had issues all day long, so he came into, basically, he went out twice for like maybe for a couple laps, and then came back in to have the car worked on. How would the plank give a car an advantage? It's not an advantage. It is about safety. The plank is there for safety reasons. Again, like as you see cars bottoming out and sparking, that's the plank getting eaten up. And so, given how, again, the issue is more the track. So Austin is very bumpy. So that's one of the reasons why you get that. And the other half of it is that it is a sprint weekend. So they only had one practice session. Like honestly, that plank probably would have been the car being too low would be, ride height is another factor on that. Ultimately, there was only one practice session. Honestly, that plank probably would have been replaced with a fresh one going into quali in the race. And we literally had another quali and another race on top of that. So the fact, and the other thing that's you gotta understand, they only checked 4 cars. I know Max was one. I think Lando was the other, and then Charles and Lewis were the other 2. So 50% of the cars that they checked failed. The planks failed for the technical regulation. So there were probably a lot more in that field that also failed as well. No, sprint is not totally useless. Sprint is, it adds variety to the race. It adds variety. If it was only this, again, this weekend is a traditional race weekend with free practice. Ooh, Ollie going, pushing the car a little bit, got a little bit of, I think it's understeer as he goes around a few curves. Got Lando stuck behind one of the Red Bulls. Red Bull, as they get to the straight, Red Bull opens his DRS. Does not let Lando go by, and he goes off track, ultimately. And it's Checo going off track. As far as I know, Aston Martin is using the specs, the new Austin spec. And they're having issues. They've had issues, particularly Alonso. They've been tinkering with that. We've got 5 minutes to go in this session right now. Again, this is the YouTube channel for Racing Statistics. This is the pre-practice one for the Mexican Grand Prix. And again, this is Grash, your commentator. This is my year long. Again, I've been here on the channel for a year now. This is my anniversary on the channel. So I want to thank everyone who's been here with me. There's over 3,400 of you watching right now. Another 563 likes. Thank you very much. Helps us with the algorithm. I want to thank those who have joined, subscribed to the channel. That's 106,000 of you already, and several more of you who have joined the channel and have green text. The family, as I'm going to call you guys now. It's a to Gary. It's a technical regulation. It is the rules are the rules. It's very black and white, and the disqualification is that is the standard penalty for breaking the technical regulation. Is your car is not in regulation, you're disqualified, and that is just the rules. And I think if you guys need to see how that's like, look at Charles Leclerc's response. Basically, look at the if you look at the weekend roundup the F1 did, they had an interview with a piece of an interview with Charles, and he's like, "It is what it is." It's pretty much was his response. Shan says it's a rule that's been there before color. Yeah, I mean, like it's this rule has been like part of the regulation for decades. It's nothing new. It's just the first time in a long time we've seen a car get disqualified for the plank. And again, we call it a plank for historical reasons. It's not actually a piece of wood. It's actually essentially like a carbon fiber, I think, is now what they're using. So right now we're seeing a lot of cars on track. They haven't pitted in a while. Ooh, what is the? We've got people cutting corners, huge corners. But at this point, right now, again, we've got 2 minutes left to go in this session. I don't think everyone's on track with the exception of Corsair. So we're not going to see anyone pit and come out. At this point, they've done their fast laps. They're doing some sort of program at this point. So Norris is on a hard tire. That's interesting. He is close to cutting corners. So close to one of the reasons I'm here is because I watch TMA Martin, which is Ben Daly. And he is a Aussie who lives in the UK doing esports and other F1 content creation. And he is known for cutting corners for track limits. And Norris had a moment there. He looked like he was driving like Ben. Thank you. Fritz, it's a non-flammable fiberglass called permaglass. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that. Tim Murray's the god of corner cutting. Do you have rabbit's foot for no red flag? Yeah, you know what? I'm usually the bringer of chaos, and I don't. I guess the rookies plus the prototype tire plus I don't know why we haven't, like, if anything were to go wrong, a red flag would come out. Like what would normally be a yellow flag during the race would end up being a red flag. And time is now finishing. We've got several crossing already, like Verstappen, Ricardo, Ocon, Stroll, Sargent have already finished. So what you're going to expect them is they're going to go around like one more time, and then ultimately they're going to line up. You're going to see them start lining up at the start line, doing practice starts, and then they'll come back into the pits. How did Mercedes do? They did. Where's Hamilton? Hamilton did P11, and I think Vesey did P19. But again, it's only FP1. What happened with Porsche? Porsche basically had an issue with his car. Will Lewis drive FP? Yes, he will. These rookies are only in for FP1. The regular, the normal grid drivers will be back in after this session. They'll be back in FP2. Again, time has come up. Again, I want to thank all of you who have been watching. We had over 3,000, almost 3,500 at some point. We've got over 600 likes. Again, this is the Racing YouTube channel, and this has been Grash. This is my anniversary weekend with the channel. So I want to thank all of you who have been with me through that time in chat and otherwise. Basically, in about I think 2.5 hours. FP2 will start in about 2.5 hours. You should expect about 2 hours. About 2 hours from now, we will be live again with music, maybe even sooner than that, maybe an hour and a half. So we'll be back with music, and then I'll be back doing commentary for FP2 for this weekend. Taking your questions, talking about different things, going over what is a plank and why is it not wood anymore on an F1 car. All right. I will see you all. I'm going to take off for now. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you back, and we'll be back for practice 2. See you soon.